Uh, my name is Jagger Johnson. Once again, I know some of you might be familiar with me from a few of my last videos speaking about some issues, particularly mainly about wickedness in high and low places. You know what I'm saying? I I don't know if you know that I am lyrically skilled also, so I can go try put out this track right here, and I can try put out a couple more after this. But I want you. This is only a taste. I putting this out without no beat, without no type of effort at all. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I just want to hit me back up. You know what I mean? And tell me how it sound or what you think or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So here we go now. Watch this. I know the clergy might want to murder me. I know the papassy's gonna comment to make the world believe that I'm dirty indeed just because I was sent by the Lord of hosts and they're all my foes and they're all in the Council of Trent. And the system made me just like an alien because I'm not one of them. Been abducted many times by the oppressor, but yet still I survived the pressure. But as fine as the truth and the light that I use to survive is just like finding a treasure. I might be at the bottom of the barrel, so you criticize me by using my apparel. But why the Reverend first molest little Chris when he was just 5 or 6 and singing carols? Listen, you can stare at the sky and wait on this Jesus to appear, or you can wait to die and go before this giant man that sits in a chair. What makes me different, he's never distant, my God is always near. Calm as a lamb or best as I can, but you think I'd be a goose to just stand up and let the enemy trample up on me and be abused? Turn the other cheek? Hell no, that's weak. Next thing I'm murdered and deceased, while the perpetrator, the officiator, get paid from the grief. See my enemies. Wear a suit, see my enemies. They persecute me, my enemies are all deceivers, my enemies are the false leaders, my enemies oppress the poor, my enemies. They invest in wars, my enemies put faith in vanity, my enemies. They hate humanity, my enemies. Seek souls for power, my enemies. They know not the hour, my enemies. All just a bunch of frauds, my enemies. All corrupt and know not God. The police force, all these courts. Whose laws do you enforce? Not God's, I'm sure. Why? Because you're lost and you're all just frauds. The laws of God condemn homosexuality, so that catching and arresting them, you're all mad at me. Many gays and queers regulate the system, all on a mission to elevate. And they deceive and they're thieves and believe indeed they're all Christian. And no one could reverse the curse that God cast. And we'll all see a hearse first unless we ask forgiveness for our iniquity. God put us into captivity for praising the same graven image false God that claims to have the victory. And they can't fight crime. They just manipulate minds. It's included in the curse, and the truth hurts their promises, their policies. They're just playing with our minds. The life in Egypt is worthless. Around here, they're running a circus. These Nebuchadnezzars, these pharaohs, these deceivers, and all these churches. But justice is a must if you just trust this. Read Deuteronomy 12, verse 3. And then remember me. Take heed to it, and then you'll see my enemies. Wear a suit, see my enemies. They persecute me, my enemies. Upon all deceivers, my enemies. Are the false leaders, my enemies. Invest in war, my enemies. They oppress the poor, my enemies. Put faith in vanity, my enemies. They hate humanity, my enemies. Seek soul for power, my enemies. Know not the hour, my enemies. Are just a bunch of frauds, my enemies. All corrupt and know not God. Fake justice, fake laws. You make yours, then hate God's. Read Deuteronomy, then follow me. You get lost, then press pause. He's idle, his disciples is all deceit. It's our defeat. His image is big business with no forgiveness. It gets deep. The deceiver, the congregation, don't be deceived. No need to be racist. Ku Klux Klans, the blacks, remember, man, they're all Freemasons. The cross, it's the boss. It's much stronger than their physical force. The pagan, Satan, the graven image, listen to what it would cause. Affliction, poverty, and robbery. And the question is why we can't all agree. Because blacks keep killing blacks by administering pure deceit. No, they don't just do it all in the street. It's a spiritual war with physical odds, so don't get calmed by the beast. He's the Lord of hosts, it's not high most, it's none besides him, that's a no-show. Hey, you in the suit, I'm sure you might think of getting me mute. But listen, I'm on a mission, and I'm only telling the truth. No, I won't surrender to you, so no use you send him to shoot. Support the laws of God, and that's what he sent me to do. So my enemies wear a suit, see my enemies. Persecute me, my enemies are all deceivers, my enemies are false leaders, my enemies oppress the poor, my enemies. They invest in war, my enemies. Put faith in vanity, my enemies. They hate humanity, my enemies. Seek souls for power, my enemies. No, not the hour, my enemies. All a bunch of frauds, my enemies. All corrupt and no, not God.